Hi everybody, Carmen here with Quality Sewing, and for this week we're going to talk about how you use these fresh picked notions. You're probably like, Carmen, what is a fresh picked notion? And the reason why we called it fresh picked notions is our new catalog hit homes this week, maybe even just yesterday if you live here in Western Washington, and it's our fresh pick savings. And so every month when we make a new catalog, we're always trying to find new notions, new accessories, new tools that are going to help your craft. And on the back page in here, I guess not quite the back page, page 23 of our catalog, we have a whole bunch of new items from Floriani and Quilter Select. And so today, I'm going to go over what these new notions and tools do for you so you know what the fresh picked items are. Okay, so we are going to get started. You can see here I have a whole beautiful array of things next to me, and I think I'm excited about a lot of these, but the one that I may be most excited about is this guy right here. This is the brand new 28mm rotary cutter by Quilter Select. Now, if you have not used a Quilter Select rotary cutter, they're fabulous, and there are now 3 of them. There's the 28mm one, which is new, and then we have the 45, let me get back in frame here for you, 45, and then the 60, okay? And if you're not familiar with the differences between these rotary cutters, I will just take you through it so you sort of know. So the brand new one, the 28mm, what this guy is great for is for when you, like if let's say you do garment construction, I don't know about you, but I love cutting everything out with a rotary cutter because it's just so much more of a smooth line. I use my rotary cutter in pretty much every single place that I can. And so since this is a smaller rotary cutter, it's easier to get around corners, so like armpits, sleeves. If maybe you're working on kids' garments, you have a smaller, it's a smaller blade, so it's going to curve tighter, which is pretty awesome. So this 28mm rotary cutter is pretty cool, and you can still do a couple of layers of fabric here, okay? And then the other thing that's nice about this guy is it can be great if, let's say, you're taking it to class. It's nice if it's a compact size, which I usually like to have compact things that I have in my go bag for class, because, when you're bringing all that stuff, it's nice to have things that are easy to tag along, but then also it's so great when you want to cut tighter curves compared to a 45 or a 60. Now the 45 is the standard one. I think this is what everyone is most familiar with. This is going to work on all sorts of different layers of fabric, and you think you can do 4 or 5 layers of fabric here with this guy. And then when you move up to the 60, the reason why this is amazing is because you can do like 10 layers of fabric at a time. You can cut through so much more fabric, which is pretty phenomenal. And then what makes the Quilter Select rotary cutters unique is that this blade here can go on either side, okay? And what's great about that is that means it can be right-handed or it can be left-handed, and it's totally interchangeable depending on depending on you, if you are right or left-handed, right? And then the other thing about all of these rotary cutters, and I'll show you on the new ones, I'm excited about it, is you just push here and the blade comes down. And because these rotary cutters have this beautiful weight, when you go to cut, you don't have to push as hard. And they just beautifully cut, which is lovely. And these are by far our best-selling rotary cutters and everybody's favorite. So it's awesome that they now have a 28mm one to add to your collection. Or if you don't have a rotary cutter yet, I would by all means recommend the Quilter Select because they are our favorite rotary cutters. Okay, and then to lock it, you just tap it, which is great because we don't want to accidentally cut ourselves because these blades are super sharp. Okay, awesome. So that's the new rotary cutter. So the next thing I want to talk about is the new Aqua Touch. Let me see, pull it up over here. The Aqua Touch, Aqua Touch markers. There we go. I'm going to say it third try, going to get those words out. Okay, so there are 3 different markers in here. Now you'll notice that they are empty because the beauty of these is you can fill them with whatever you want to. So there are 3 of them. One that is a brush, which can be really handy if you need to brush either water, or you can fill any of these with starch. So like Best Press is a great liquid starch, and you can fill these pens with starch, or you can fill them with water. And so there's a brush, and then there's 2 different pens that have a nice top, depending on what you're trying to do. So now there are a lot of different applications for using a water pen like this, okay? So it might be that maybe you have drawn a line on with a water-soluble marker and you just want to remove it. So you can brush it, or you could use the pen here and just quickly remove it. It is also great when you are working with water-soluble stabilizers, right? So let's say you have something that has water-soluble stabilizer on it and you realize you were able to rip most of it away and there's just a couple little pieces you need to remove, but you don't really want to soak the whole project right now or wash it. You could use one of these with water in them and you could brush it or you could dab it with the pen and it would remove that stabilizer. It can be great for foundation piecing. When you need to use a little water to make it easier to remove the water-soluble stabilizer that's used in there. It can also be used for any time you want in some sort of water-soluble item when you want to remove it, remove something, you can use one of these. And then it's also great for times where you might want to add some more starch. So if you want to get a stronger line when you're pressing, you could just add a little of that liquid starch. Lots of different uses. I'm sure that you have other fun ideas of how you could use these, but these are brand new and you can fill them with whatever you want. So it's pretty awesome. And they look like this in the stores. Aqua Touch markers, fill and apply a touch of water or starch with precision is what they say on there. And then on the back, it actually also lists lots of other uses here. And I tried to cover most of them, but I probably missed one. So there's lots of cool things you can do with this. And then of course, these all have lids. So that way they won't, you're not going to lose a liquid out of them when you're not using them. Okay, so next, let's do the scissors so I can see them in the shot there. So Floriani has this beautiful new, they call it, here we go, beautiful new scissor set. And this scissor set has a ton of their beautiful scissors in here. And what I love about it is, maybe I'm biased because Quality Sewing's colors are blue, but I love blue. And each of these has this beautiful iridescent blue color, okay? And they have all of these different scissors and tweezers in here. So they have the really beautiful precision angled tweezer, which is awesome. There is the double curved embroidery scissor. I love this scissor so much. This one is so great if, let's say, you have an embroidery hoop, right? And you have been embroidering and there's a couple of little snags. When you have a double curved scissor like that, when you go in here to cut, do you see how like I have room for my hoop edge here and I can get in here and really closely snip those loose pieces, or if you have a little bit of applique that you need to get to for some sort of fussy cutting, these are great for that. The other pair of scissors that are in here are the precision tip scissor. These are micro tip, so they easily reach small areas. So let me pull this one out. I'm going to take off the cover here so you can see what the micro tip actually is about. So you see how fine this is? This is really great for fussy cutting and things because you can just get in there and, oh good, let's see, put it behind my hand so you can see it better and turn it. There you go. You see how tiny that point is? You can really get in there and, fussy cut or just get that thing that is hard to snip because of the shape of this scissor. And it's really a very different shape than almost any other scissor out there. And that's why they call it a precision tip. And then the next one is, this is one of our absolute best-selling scissors out there. And we have them in a couple of different versions, but this is a mini micro applique scissor. It has a mini duckbill for trimming closely around small areas. So this is really great for applique. And the reason why it has the bill here is so that way when you're getting here to trim fabric, there's a spot for that fabric to go so you're not going to accidentally cut the part of the fabric you don't want to see. I'm trying to keep my hand back here so you can see it because I feel like it's getting lost in the gray table. But this is pretty great scissor. And then finally, last but not least, there are the squeeze snip. And the squeeze snip, once again, this is just one of those scissors everybody uses all the time. Really great for trimming, super easy to use. It's also a pinch instead of a squeeze, which can be nice for some people's fingers. And it also has the curve here. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a curve on that blade. And so that curve makes it a lot better for getting in and snipping all of your embroideries or anytime you need to snip. And then each of these scissors, they do have a little, I've dropped a lot of them, but they do have a little protector that goes on there so you don't stab yourself. But it comes in this beautiful case. And these are brand new and I just love the color. And these are all really high quality. Floriani makes really beautiful scissors that work really well and stay sharp for a very long time, as long as you are good to them like all scissors and only use them on fabric, of course. Okay, well, like all these, right? We want to hide them from our families that try to use them with paper. Okay, so next here, I am going to quickly talk about the square rulers. And we've talked about these before. They were in the catalog last month, actually. But these are brand new. And what these are great for is, let's say you have a quilt block or some sort of block that it has embroidery. You can almost not see that we have a quilting embroidery design here. But you can use this here to square up that embroidery design. Okay, and there's one that's a 7.5 by 7.5, and it can also square a 5.5 and 5.5, and then this one is 8.5 by 8.5 and 6.5 by 6.5, which is great because if you're doing an 8-inch square or a 6-inch square, 7-inch square or a 5-inch square, these are perfect for squaring up those embroidery designs, or really any block. They don't have to be embroidery, but they think they were designed with the idea of quilted embroidery. Okay, so those are new and pretty cool as well. Okay, let's get back here and look at this beautiful new thread. I love thread. Thread is just so pretty. This is their new garden party. It's 20 spools of their 1,000 meter polyester embroidery thread, and I love how it is a rainbow. Like, give me a rainbow every time. It's so pretty and beautiful. It is such a lovely selection of colors. Plus, we have a really great sale price on this. All of the ones I'm talking about here, we do have a special sale price on all of them. You can see it on the website. You can come into the stores. If you get our Fresh Pick catalog, all the pricing is in there as well. But this is a really great new collection, which would be a really nice way if you just need to add like a nice set of thread. I love how it's a rainbow, so they work really well together. Like these blues would be really beautiful if you were doing something tonally, or these reds and pinks. And I love how you can see how they work together because of the way they have set up this package. And Floriani is some of our favorite embroidery thread. It is by far the embroidery thread we sell the most of, and we always champion their brand. It's very high quality, and it works super well in pretty much all machines. Okay, so I have two more things. Real quick, I think I'll flip over here to the machine and then I'll show the last one over there. So this is the new Stitch and Glide by Quilter Select. So it comes like rolled up like this. You can see it there. It comes rolled up like this. And the idea for this is you would peel this off here, and then you lay it on the bed of your machine. And what this is great for is you pick where you want it. There is a hole that has already been cut out, so you can line it up with your feed dogs, because obviously you wouldn't want to sew through it, right? Or you can cut a hole for where it works best for your machine, because every machine is different on how wide the machine is here and how wide the machine is here and where the feed dogs line up. But the beauty of this is you put it on here, and then when you are quilting or something, it is going to make the fabric glide a lot easier. And what's nice is that this one is designed for the bed of your machine. There are some other ones out there that are designed for extension tables, but this is the first time I've seen one that's actually just designed for the bed of your machine, and then you can use it, and then you would just peel it off and set it aside when you didn't want to use it. So this is pretty cool. It's new from Quilter Select, and it's called the Quilter Select Stitch and Glide. And the thing I didn't really talk about earlier is all of the Quilter Select products have been designed by Alex Anderson. And she has been quilting for years and years. You may have heard of her books or her patterns, but she does a wonderful job. And what she has done is all of the Quilter Select tools are all the tools that she has always wanted, and she has helped design them with the quilter in mind, which is part of the reason why we really champion her rotary cutters, her mats, her rulers, because they have been designed so thoughtfully and so well, and they work so well together. And so we are always excited when she comes out with a new product, because her products are very useful and generally everyone loves them. So that's a little bit more about the Quilter Select brand if you haven't heard about it before. Okay, so last but not least, we have a brand new Floriani Family Lace Bundle. So what is it actually called here? It's called Floriani Family Lace Mini Bundle. So this bundle celebrates 20 years of beautiful embroidery with I can't even say that word, Floriani Family Lace Bundle. So for those of you who have been maybe customers for a long time, you might remember Walter Floriani. He sometimes would come and do lectures for us years and years. I'm talking years ago, like not 5 years, I mean 15 years ago, like quite a while ago. But he was one of the founders of Floriani Stabilizer, as you might imagine, since his name is Walter Floriani. And he also was really well known for digitizing. He had these beautiful light lace family designs. And so what this box has in here is you get a design collection of all of these beautiful lace designs. Now the packaging does not do them justice, but you can start seeing inside the project instruction book here, where it shows all of the different projects. You can start seeing how pretty this lace is, right? There's a lot of different designs, and they have different projects here all built into this book, and it comes with this project instruction book. It also comes with the History of Embroidery, My Legacy, from the family history to Walter's legacy, and it's this book that talks about the different designs and the history of this lace. So that is sort of fun, and for those of you who remember Walter Floriani, this could be super fun. It also is a really great value. You're getting these two books, you're getting the embroidery design, you're getting 2 spools of the Floriani goldish, it's the embellished thread here, so it would be really pretty to make lace with, and you're getting a roll of Wet and Gone stabilizer. Wet and Gone is perfect for lace, for anytime you're doing freestanding lace, which is what a lot of this is. Anytime you're doing freestanding lace, Wet and Gone is awesome because it feels like fabric and you hoop it, and then it has the ability to handle the density of freestanding lace. If you've never embroidered freestanding lace has a ton of stitches because you are just embroidering that thread, right, onto a wash-away stabilizer, and then you get it all wet and then you're left with just the thread. So it has to be dense because it needs to hold up to the weight, so you can sort of see here, like this is a freestanding lace design there, right? It needs to be able to, the stabilizer needs to be able to hold it flat and keep it together, and then there needs to be enough stitches that it can hold its own without there being any fabric or stabilizer in the end result, which is pretty cool. And so Wet and Gone works great with these designs, but also with any of those OESD freestanding lace designs. So this is actually a really nice package, and the price is pretty awesome. So check that out, we have a special on it. So these are all of the fun new things. So I hope that that was inspiring for you. We love finding new tools and new notions and things that are going to help your sewing, quilting, and embroidery, and Floriani always does a wonderful job. So these are the latest things from Floriani and Quilter Select. If you have any questions, please just post here and we will get back to you. And next week we have another fun How Do I happening Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and we look forward to seeing you then.